Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. Whoa! This is not gonna be a reaction to the announcement, because I already saw the announcement and it would not be genuine. Geez, the ADHD is so strong. I did want to go off on 30 tangents right away. I guess this is why people write scripts, right? So that they can talk about things more obviously. Yeah, Pokémon Winds and Waves. After the combination of Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet basically destroyed my entire identity as a human being, because my entire personality up until this point was that I like Pokemon. I know, that's pretty sad. I gotta change my camera thing. By default, it's like way too high, right? It's like, why they got that shit so high? Did it transform? Oh, that's not right. Oh, this is right. Man, I gotta, like, get a haircut and my beard trimmed. I'm so fluffy. Sorry. Man, I am, like I said, all over the place. But, no, that's not what I want to do. Also, no, I will not clean my room. Oh my god, did I loop this? Sorry, I have Insane in the Rain's totally remix here. I did loop this. Good. This is what it's like! This is what it's like to have a brain like this! It's impossible! And no, I'm not gonna edit all of this out. You have to deal with it. Anyways, yes, Sword and Shield, Scarlet and Violet, horrible, horrible games, terrible games. They made me think, hey, maybe Pokemon is just bad. I'm gonna pause on this frame, because this is obviously the first thing that anyone cares about. But, I don't think that's true, because after that, I went and played Emerald again. Except, you know, I could just level up trade evolutions to evolve them. That was the only change, basically. But that game was great. I love Emerald. And then, you know what? I went and played Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Also great. Good games. Then, I played the Mystery Dungeon games. Awesome. And then, my hope was restored that I actually do give a shit about this franchise. It's just the most recent games are abysmal, horrible dog shit, and if I still want to like Pokemon, I just shouldn't play them. And the best way to actually engage in the franchise is just to buy merch and go, wow, Pikachu! And then play old GBA ROM hacks on your phone. Anyway, seconding that, new starters for Gen 10. They look good. They look good. I like them all. I will say, like usual, I like the water starter the most. I feel like it's always been the case for me. I always like the water starter the most, with the one exception being Scarlet and Violet, where the fire starter was not only the best, but it was the only one that was good, in my opinion. I mean, people love Meowscarada, but those people are the people that are gooning to Meowscarada, and I don't want to, I don't want to be put in the same camp as those people, okay? I do not like Meowscarada. And everyone thinks Quaquaval, except for like 2 people on Reddit who think that their opinion is valid. Everyone thinks Quaquaval is a fucking travesty of design. Same with, hold on, let me go back to, yeah, I have this open. Where's Sword and Shield Pokédex? There we go. Oh my god, it starts at Blastoise. Do you hate me? Anyway, the Gen 8 starters were all cool when we saw them. We saw Scorbunny, Sobble, and Grookey, and we're like, oh, they're so cute. And then they were all the worst. I'm pretty sure everyone can agree, right? Gen 8 starters were the worst. Like, and it's not close. Like, Gen 8 starters are just horrible. Like, look at this. They also made them all monotype, too, which no one wanted. No one wants monotype starters. Like, it was like, fine in Gen 2, but, like, get that shit out of here, bro. What is this? Horrible. I still pick the water starter in this gen, even with this abomination. But yeah, I mean, Skeledirge stays winning, I guess. But yeah, it's, I like them. Hope they don't all turn into Incineroar. Because I am expecting that. I hate Incineroar. Not just visually either. If anyone has played VGC, you should hate Incineroar too. But the other Gen 7 starters are awesome. So I don't hate them. Let's see. Gen 7. Oh god, I forgot every Pokemon was still in Gen 7. Game Freak still cared about us back then. So I have to scroll through everything. But yeah, we've got... Why do I have to show you what Primarina looks like? You know what Primarina looks like. Wow, look. Oh, good Pokemon design. And then I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna be like, wow, did you see Decidueye? Did you see Decidueye, Mom? Look, I'm pointing at this picture and going, wow, look at this cool owl. Anyway, sorry about that. Also, please don't ask if I've been tested because the answer is already yes, alright? I'm not taking these insults. The answer is yes to both questions, also. Yeah. Cool. I like them. Brout, Bonbon, Gekwa. Gekwa's kind of a terrible name, but, you know, whatever. I like them. They're cool. I'm about it. Are they gonna show the, like, weird Pikachus? Is that at the end of this trailer, or is that at the beginning? I actually don't remember. Overall, the game looks good. I don't know that it's going to be good. But, I mean, it looks better than Scarvi. It's a low bar, like a very low bar. But, like, you know, it does look better than that. That's exciting. I hope it releases like early 2027 as well, because I don't want to wait like 2 years for this shit. But it does look exciting. I will say there have already been a ton of leaks. And they're all relevant, so be careful, I guess, on the internet. Although we don't have, not a lot, actually, I take that back. Basically none of the leaks are relevant. Scratch that. We knew the name of these games, and we know like a bit about it, like the regional gimmick. I think regional gimmicks kind of in general are just lame. Except for Megas, which I kind of liked. But I liked it because of Mega, like, Audino and Altaria, not because of Mega Garchomp 1 and Mega Garchomp 2 and Mega Salamence and Mega Tyranitar. Like, what are you doing, man? Also, what are these creepy-ass Pikachus? But, yeah. I like Megas as a concept, but you know what would be better than Megas? They just gave evolutions to, like, Spinda. And actually added Overquill to the game. Or gave a regular Quillfish a different evolution. I'm okay with that. Gave regular Corsola a different evolution. I'm okay with that. That sounds good. Add some evolutions to some, like, super, super bad mons. And the ones that have evolutions and are still super, super bad, looking at you like Persian. Not talking Persian Alola either, okay? I'm talking about regular, like, Gen 1 Persian. And, like, Delcatty? Huh. 2 cats that belong in the trash bin together? Honestly, what will renew my hope and my love for the franchise is sweeping buffs and nerfs. Basically everything, not everything actually, like some of those mons were ass. Like Oinkalone, who cares? But like half the Gen 9 dex needs to get gutted. Half the Gen 8 dex needs to get gutted. And that's actually pretty much it. A couple of Gen 5 Pokemon maybe need to get nerfed a little bit, but that's... I would say Gen 6, they had Talonflame, and that was scary. Except, we all know what happened to that. Gale Wings is a joke now, and no one uses Talonflame. So, yeah. Just sweeping buffs and nerfs would make this game so great. Because back in the day, alright, like, when you play Emerald version, the game is really fun because you want to catch all the Pokemon. And you might not be able to use them all. You might not want to use them all. Hell, there's Pokemon in that game that are way better than others. But let's be honest. Like Breloom, for example, one of the best Pokemon in Emerald. It doesn't get Spore until like level 40, and you have to train Shroomish to get it there. And if you want to use Grass Stab, guess what? It's special. So, the game is really fun because most of the Pokemon are bad. And that makes the game better. And I know that's like maybe not what you want to hear, but it's true. Like, everyone loves Flygon. Flygon is like a god in Gen 3, but you have to train a Trapinch through Vibrava to get to Flygon in the late game. And then you have a pretty good Pokemon, but by today's standards, Flygon is terrible. It is not fast enough or strong enough or bulky enough. And yet in Gen 3 playthroughs, you train up a Trapinch for the whole game, and it feels awesome. You get a Flygon that knows Earthquake, and you're like, this is amazing! And I fear that for WiWa, I think that's what people are calling it. Oh, that's Wuthering Waves. Never mind. This is WiWa. Whatever. It's really cool to go surfing and see like a bunch of love discs and a bunch of whale lords and a bunch of like Luminions, right? That looks cool. But it's not cool when you go, why would I catch any of those other than to get the Pokedex entry? Because I will never, ever, ever consider putting any of them on my team. Because I have a Gyarados. And that's true in basically every Pokemon game, okay? Gyarados is just really good. So, that's not necessarily the best example, but like Duskull, for example, right? I love Duskull. You probably also love Duskull. Dusknoir is a joke. Why would you ever use a mono ghost type that's bad if you could find Honedge on the same route? Why would you ever do that? Iga Slash is ridiculously OP! And you might be thinking, actually, in the current OU meta, Iga Slash is pretty weak. I didn't ask, okay? That's not the point. Like, the point isn't that Iga Slash is weak. The point is that Iga Slash might be weak in the current OU meta. And Dusknoir is way worse than that. It's way worse than that. So I just... Game Freak, please. I'm not saying you have to increase every bad Pokemon's BST by like 50 or 60. That would help. But I actually think just nerfing good Pokemon also would help. I don't want to have to feel like, oh, I'm using Lucario again. Like, playing a game where you unironically use, like, Linoon, because, I mean, one, it gets, like, all your HMs, but two, it's just a decent option, is fun and good. Now, I don't want a game where you want to use Linoon every time, right? But I do want there to be an option for if you see like a bunch of Route 1 Pokemon, like Poochyena and Shinx, like together on the same route, like you think, oh, I could use either one of these to some varying degree of success. I don't think every Pokemon should be on the same playing field, right? You shouldn't be able to go like, oh, I want my Raichu to be as good as my Rayquaza, so they should just nerf Rayquaza into the ground and buff Raichu. It's like, no. Obviously, I'm not saying that. But in a game with like 3 billion playable characters, they need more viable options. Like, one of the worst things about Gen 9 is basically right after the first badge, you could just go F off into a cave nearby and catch Gibbles and Bagons. Like, right away. Right? And because the game is open world, no one's stopping you from getting the Sneezy Frog either. I'm a Pokemon master and I don't remember the name of all the Gen 9 Pokemon? Oh my gosh. I mean, it turns into Arctibax. It's Arctibax, Frigibax, and, I don't know. Hold on. Look, you can see in real time that I'm a fraud, so I'm looking it up. Oh, wait. Frigibax, Arctibax. Oh, Baxcalibur was the one that I actually forgot. Okay. Good for me. Anyway. My bad, gang. Whatever. The point is, you can have a full team of pseudo-legendaries in Scarvi without even really trying. The game's... And the worst thing about it is that in Emerald, you have a team with a Linoon on it, and the game is a little bit harder by default, even if you had a team of full pseudo-legendaries, than it is in Scarvi. The game's not only got easier and more accessible, partially in part due to the ridiculously overpowered EXP share that's not optional. And really, I'm okay with split EXP like in Gen 1, but it should split your XP 6 ways if you have it on, and you should be able to turn it off. Sorry if that's a terrible opinion, but I hold by it. And it's like, I don't know, whatever. Scarvi, very easy. So is Gen 8. Ridiculously easy games. And they give you ridiculously broken Pokemon. And yes, the games feel easier because you have broken Pokemon. They also just are easier. Like, if you're going to give me access to all pseudo-legendaries at the start of the game, just make the game harder. Like, I don't know, man. I just... Bleh. Also, unpopular opinion. There's gonna be, like, probably 1,200 Pokemon now after this game comes out. 600 Pokemon in each version. Yep. You heard me. The very unpopular opinion. Put 600 of them in Winds, 600 of them in Waves, and have every single Pokemon available if you buy both the games. You might be thinking, wow, that's such a cash grab. That's bullshit. No. Actually, it's not. And hear me out. If there's 3 or 4 version exclusives that are any good, you're gonna buy them both anyway. But if there's 600 of them different in each version, oh baby, can you imagine the replayability? Your game will be completely different from one playthrough to the next. That would be awesome. If like the only Pokemon that was in both versions was like the starters and then like Pikachu and Eevee, because of course. That would be amazing. And then, I don't know. I think it'd be good. I think it'd be more fun. And give you an excuse to buy the second copy that you're gonna buy anyway. You dirty hoe. Okay? That would actually add some replayability to the game. Because as it is, you know, and I know, these two games are going to be exactly the same, except one of them has Vulpix and one of them has Growlithe, so you're going to buy both of them. Alright? Like, maybe like, if we're lucky, like in Black and White, one biome will be different. Like, the lava biome in Winds will be the ice biome in Waves. Ooh. Amazing. Probably not, though. Let's be real. Anyway, I think I've pretty much completed my tangent. I don't know. I'm excited for this game. Hopefully it's good. Also, I might as well throw this in here at the end. If you bought Fire Red and Leaf Green for 20 bucks, I don't care. Like, you could probably buy it for 20 bucks used from a GameStop because everyone has it and people get rid of it all the time. It's like, I don't want to play it on a Game Boy or a DS. It's like, all right. Once again, I don't care. And also, if you're like playing a ROM, also go for it. I do not care. You can waste your money however you want. But you know what I do care about? Is the fact that there is no Pokemon games on the NSO, like, retro game service. There's none of them. They have a Game Boy retro game service. They release Fire Red and Leaf Green, and they don't put it on there. They should just have it on there and also sell it in the eShop for 20 bucks. So if you don't want to pay for the NSO Plus expansion pack, that's fine. You can just buy the game. I'm okay with that. But put it on your freaking service. Pissing me off. They put XD Gala Darkness on there. And XD Gala Darkness is, in my opinion, the best 3D Pokemon game. And also, in my opinion, not very good. I know I'm playing Sun and Moon music, but I'm being a little hyperbolic. I actually think Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are actually the best 3D Pokemon games. Except for the fact that no one bought it because it was just better Sun and Moon. But it wasn't like Emerald or Platinum where, I don't know. You know what? You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? It was bullshit. They should have just released Sun and Moon like that. They didn't. Oh well. Scaramouche, can you do the Fantango, Thunderbolts and Lightning? Very, very frightening me.